Is that something you've always had in the back of your mind? Because your post-fight, the last fight you had, you said you're never giving him a rematch. And then now, funny enough, we're here again.
You got a plan. Did I say I wasn't going to give him a rematch? You sure I said that?
Miles?
Yeah?
He just
I don't think I don't think I said that, bro. That's something I would never say. Bring it up. Bring it up.
Let me get it out.
Before we go into this week's Weighed In, we have got a special competition for you guys. You can win a VIP trip to New York to watch Canelo Alvarez against Rocky Fielding at Madison Square Garden. Woo. Sounds big, that, innit?
Yep.
The full prize is 2 flights, 2 fight tickets, hotel accommodation, and a £250 JD gift card to go along with it. To be in with a chance of winning that massive prize, click the link in the description and sign up. It's easy. I'm signing up to that.
Yeah, we can win it.
On it.
I've already signed up.
Yeah, I'm on that. This is JD Weighed In. I am Adam McKola.
I am Savage Dan.
I am Miles Fearon.
Who?
Miles Fearon.
You see, Stevo's not here this week. We have got a new Stevo. His name is Miles. Welcome, Miles.
There's only one Miles. There's no new Steve.
Do you watch boxing? Do you watch this show?
Yes, I do. Okay. Yes, I do.
Not feeling that at all. It's great to have Miles along anyway this week. It's good to have him here. You're not going to make up any words of your own this week, are you?
I'll try.
And
Snuck a
all
punch.
that.
I'll try.
You make a hash of so many words.
He does. And even worse than that, once upon a time, he's tried to spar me. But he ensured I had no gloves and couldn't land a punch.
Hold up.
He had gloves on, still couldn't land a punch.
This wasn't the WWF stuff.
No. This was well, he fancies himself as a decent boxer.
Basically,
Okay.
I said to Dan, I want a sparring session with you. He said, okay, cool. He only had one set of gloves, so that's the only reason why he didn't have.
Why didn't you have one each?
Because then I would be able to land a punch.
You couldn't land no punches, but
So he's not allowed to land punch, but you are.
Yeah, it was like a defending session for him, so he was like slipping shots.
I think we need to get something going, you know.
I think we can find a way.
Maybe get on the floater card.
Let us know
for
if
the
you would like
22nd.
me to punch up Miles.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Right then, anyway, this is a special Weighed In because we are in Loughborough, where one of our favourite boxers is based, Mr. Dillian Whyte, the Body Snatcher, and we'll be speaking to him a little bit later on in the show ahead of his fight against Chisora 2. The first fight was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
What do you make of the first one? You like that?
Great fight, bit of a slugfest. Not much boxing, I would say, if that makes sense, technically.
Yeah,
that makes sense,
agree.
Dan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dillian could have made it easier for himself if he used the jab, but this is boxing, and
Anything can
the
happen.
game plans just seemed to go out
The window.
and it was just let's have it for 12 rounds, and we got a treat for it, and now we're getting the rematch. Should be even better.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, we're going to get stuck in some of the comments from the last episode. Love this part of the show. Apart from the fact, I'm pretty sure Dan's picking these comments out now because every week we have one that says, becoming a bigger fan of Dan every time these come out. The man's knowledge is on point, says Padraig Doyle. How many YouTube accounts
Listen,
you got?
listen, this is a legitimate one. This is legitimate. Padraig Doyle. You're a good man. Now, I know you know boxing because you know that I know boxing.
Adil says, swear down, Mayweather backed out. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten about that. I had to just like remember for a second.
I kept the canvas up. Kept the canvas up, obviously. But, I mean, he backed out and then he backed back in again because apparently the fight's back on.
Apparently.
I hope not, man. Just
Yeah, I don't want that
Listen,
fight.
if Floyd wants to fight
For the better good of
for
boxing, that doesn't.
billionaires' sons, that's fine with me.
Dale says Khan is scared. I guess that's of Brook.
Yep.
You think we've not heard your opinion on Khan Brook?
Oh, Brook wins.
Do you think Khan's scared?
Why are you looking like that, Adam? Brook wins. He's the bigger fighter. He's a more heavier puncher. I think Brook wins. Only thing Khan has over him, I think personally, is speed. Speed does win. Speed kills. But
I think Khan's a better boxer, but I think you're right. Cal Brook probably does have a bit more power.
I think he is scared. I think he is scared.
I think Brook's a better boxer.
Yeah,
I think Khan's effective, fast, but I just don't. It doesn't mean that I think Brook will beat him 4 Sundays a month.
Do you think
but
he's
I just
scared?
think. I don't think he's scared of Brook, but I do think he's scared of losing to Brook. I think there's a lot at stake for him.
Obviously, Amir Khan's going to pop up later in this, and we'll
Yeah.
get that talk. But I thought you were going to do that thing now.
Oh, let's get into the rundown. Now we all know what we're going to be talking about this week. Wilder vs Fury. First things first. Do you agree with Lennox Lewis on the judging of that fight?
Well, Lennox says, yeah, let's read this. The Wilder, your eyes obviously aren't good. The Wilder Fury judging takes me back to my first fight with Holyfield. Just goes to show how hard it is for a Brit to come to America and take someone's bout, even though that's what we clearly saw. Big up to Tyson Fury, who never ceases to amaze me. Hold your head high.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think we would have got that kind of result were the fight in New York.
Anywhere else apart from
LA?
Yeah.
Anywhere else? Why do you say that?
Well, I just think New York obviously has a lot of like traveling fans anyway.
Okay.
I think sometimes that can sway
The
a
judges?
judge, but who knows? I mean, as far as I don't like to say boxing is corrupt and
that
stuff like
crowd
that.
was heavily Tyson Fury though.
Yeah.
That crowd.
I mean,
And I
a
think
lot of
even when the decision was made, you
It's a lot
heard
of
the
boos.
audible noise like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
what's going on?
I mean-
so I feel like the crowd, I don't
Yeah.
think the crowd impacted that decision.
Well, then the only thing is that we've got a robbery on our hands. We have, you know,
Is
and I
that-
hate to say it because
Might-
this is the
might
sport I
be.
love. But when it's all said and done, I don't understand how there was any judge in the world. Remember, these are professionals. These are meant to be the best people in the world for this job. And somebody saw it 115 to 111 for Deontay Wilder.
That was
Now, I
crazy.
can't explain it.
That was
Is
crazy.
that worse than
That was
the
crazy.
Canelo fight
Way
against
worse.
Mayweather?
At least.
That was level.
Oh wait, that was.
Oh.
That was
She hasn't
the
been a
first
judge
thing-
since,
the
hasn't it?
first thing I thought was, is this an Adelaide Bird card? This was the first thing.
I was still thinking about it the next day. Like, I was like, nah, he didn't lose that fight.
He didn't.
Do you think that knockdown in the final round affected things? And should it really? Because surely you should be scoring a fight round by round.
Well, this is the thing.
go
I
on
mean,
then.
I've heard a lot of people say stuff like, "Oh, you know, but Wilder knocked him down 2 times." You know,
We was
of
talking
course
about
it was
it.
a draw. It cannot be. It doesn't mean that it's a draw.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you give Wilder, for me, in my opinion, if you give Wilder 2 additional rounds other than the rounds he won via knockdown, you still don't even have a draw.
Which is kind.
It's true.
Which is good. He didn't win 2 more rounds.
Exactly.
apart from
Because
those.
I said to
Exactly.
Dan, with the 2 knockdowns, it warrants a draw, and he broke it down for me. Like, we did the points, and he said, like he said, it doesn't warrant a draw. So Tyson Fury did win the fight.
I'll be honest.
Go on.
You like know my opinion on Wilder from the show. I've never really rated him that highly. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's got a punch on him,
Yeah.
and he put Fury down. But I don't think I learned anything new. I still think Wilder
Yeah.
isn't that great.
Yeah,
He's got a
yeah,
big
yeah,
punch,
yeah.
and I think if you come up against AJ, someone that's got a little bit more spite in their punch than Fury, because Fury troubled him.
Yeah, definitely.
And Fury's
Yeah.
punching power for a heavyweight isn't that
Yeah.
That heavy.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Obviously,
that
his boxing ability is second to none in the heavyweight
Yeah.
division. So you obviously have to give away some of that when AJ fights. His boxing ability is not going to be as good in terms of not getting hit. But like,
It'll be a completely different fight. I mean, I personally think all of those kind of combination of fights will see Fury winning the vast majority of rounds until he gets clocked.
if you were AJ watching that, he says he didn't watch it. He watched it the
Yeah.
morning after
Yeah.
or something. Who would you want to fight?
I would probably want to fight Wilder.
Wilder, definitely.
It's easier to get to him.
Yeah.
He makes more mistakes, and he's not technically very great. But then he still has that one punch knockout power.
He did 12 rounds, and he was just trying to look for that one big bang.
Well, that's what he does, you know. And
Yeah, but Dan, like, throw a few jabs, hooks,
he
slip.
gives it a go. But the
Counter.
what I would say is in this fight, yeah, which is why I do give Deontay some credit. He's 6'7" and used to being the taller man in his fights.
Yeah,
It's the
definitely.
first way he gave
This is the
reach
first
away.
time he's ever given away height. It probably will be the last time unless
time,
he
yeah.
fights Fury again. So distance-wise, he couldn't really get off his jab as well as Fury could. Fury came back and the ring rust flew off him.
When we saw him coming out, one of my friends mentioned, oh, he cut his beard off. Why did he do that?
Why are you pretending you didn't watch the fight on your own, man?
I did watch the fight. I didn't watch it on my own either. Yeah, the power's in the beard, but either way, no beard without the beard, outboxed him. I don't think it would have made a
No
difference.
beard or without the beard. Either one. You take whichever one you want. What did you learn about Deontay that you think Dillian Whyte or Anthony Joshua would be interested in?
They hurt him.
Do you think?
They hurt him compared to Fury. They hurt. If they catch him like Fury caught him, they hurt him.
Difference
They put
is,
him
I
down.
would say it's a different type of fight though, because
It
at
is.
least Fury's just never really there. I think Wilder against either White or Joshua, it might actually just be a case of who gets there first.
Oh, okay.
Fury's a diffuser, really. He's here to put fires out and the other guys all of them actually are firefighters, and they want to land the big shots. Fury kind of just wants to make you look a bit silly. So if Fury, I don't know. I just don't know where this places all the heavyweights in terms of like.
Have you
rankings.
changed your rankings?
Yeah.
Your personal rankings?
Yeah.
What's changed?
Originally, I had Fury top of it anyway, from
Is it?
before the 2-year layoff.
Okay.
I just thought his boxing skills are just
Better
too
than
crazy for a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Also, being 6'9" and judging distance is like amazing thing to be able to do.
Great footwork as well.
Yeah.
Amazing footwork.
I did have Joshua second, but then obviously due to the kind of layoff, and I just didn't think Fury would come back and be the same. So I put Joshua at the top and Wilder next, and kind of Fury was inactive for me a little bit. I don't know. It's a toss-up between AJ and Fury for me, because
So
that's the
Wilder's
best
third.
AJ I've seen. I'm sorry, that's the best Fury I've seen.
And it was a much more entertaining fight than the Klitschko fight, which I thought was good.
I think that's the best Fury
There's been
we've ever
talk
seen.
about a rematch happening in the UK. I tweeted the other day that I wanted it to be at Old Trafford. Someone commented, nah, it's going to be another draw, which I thought was quite funny. But, like, Old Trafford, Fury's from Manchester.
Yeah.
There's been talk about a potential stadium fight anyway. Do you want this fight to happen in the UK? Is that the only way we can see a fair decision?
The rematch clause obviously was only on Wilder's side. So
If Wilder lost,
Wilder doesn't even have
But the
to
public
react to-
demand for that
exactly,
rematch is there.
Exactly, but you'd be surprised how much the public demand is there for something, and then people just
Fizzles
shut
out.
it off because it's a risky, hard fight. He knows he caught absolute life by getting that draw and holding on to his WBC belt. Does he want to? Will he cash in now, and will he just sell it to AJ?
Amir Khan's been in the headlines again. And Against the Ropes tweeted various news outlets are reporting Amir Khan has been offered a $5 million guarantee to face Terence Crawford next. Fight would take place March 23rd at Madison Square Garden. What do you think of this? Obviously, it's not confirmed yet. But after all the talk about Brook, now he could be fighting Terence Crawford, who's what, 34 and 0?
Yeah, it's a
Very,
listen.
very dangerous fight for MMA.
It's not a dangerous fight. It's a fight. It's not dangerous.
I think it's very dangerous.
It's a fight he cannot win, in my opinion.
You cannot lose.
It's a who?
Like, you can't lose. Even
But
if
he
you
can't
lose,
win.
you ain't
He's
lost.
not
I
gonna
just
win
don't-
this
I just
fight.
don't. Yeah,
But even if you lose,
yeah, I get it.
and someone says to Amir Khan, you lost against Terence Crawford, why did
He's
you fight
supposed
Kell
to
Brook?
lose.
Terence Crawford would beat Kell Brook, so he's taking a more difficult fight.
I mean, would you?
But
would
it's
you
picking
not?
your fights though, Adam. And
But it's not.
Yeah.
This is what I don't get. He went and fought Canelo, and people were saying, Kell Brook, he fought Canelo. Like, do you realise the fight?
Would you say that he feels a lot of mental pressure then, because he's only taking fights that he knows that if he wins, it's a massive win, but if he loses, it's not that much.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah.
Or is he looking for a legacy fight?
Well,
This is
Crawford
not
isn't
it.
his legacy fight.
Yeah.
Well, if he wins it,
It's not his legacy fight.
but it's a big statement. And every fight he's
he's been
stepped
offered
up.
5 million, right?
When he's fought Canelo, he lost. Whenever he's fought someone that, it's been more than
Against the Ropes have said it's a £5 million offer or dollar offer.
Yeah,
It's a
guarantee.
5 million guarantee plus the upside of pay-per-view. I think he'd get more than that for a Brook fight anyway.
I think Khan's thinking, if I lose, don't matter. I'll still fight.
Kell Brook.
Ultimately, Khan Crawford is a bigger and better fight, regardless
I
of the
want
figures
truth.
involved.
I just want the truth from Amir Khan. I've heard excuses for the last 5-6 years as to why he refuses to fight Kell Brook.
Very much so.
Just tell us, I don't want to give him the fight, or
Right.
I don't
Here's what
want to
Khan
lose
said.
to him.
Khan said he thinks Brook is fooling the public. That's a quote.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wanted to fight me, he could have proved it in a different way by beating some decent opponents and saying, I'm ready for you.
Oh, it's a kettle calling the pot black. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like,
That's a jumbled up, but he's right, yeah.
if I'm Amir Khan, I know I'm at the tail end of my career. I want a legacy fight. The
Yeah,
only
big
one,
fight.
it doesn't matter if Terence Crawford is 34-0 and is probably the number 2 pound for pound in the world. I want Kell Brook for legacy.
This is the thing with these boxers nowadays. They don't want to box the fighters who they should box. Like you said, the legacy fight. They fight, okay, what's financially better for me? What's better for my career? Back in the day, these guys, if somebody called you out at them, we're getting it on.
Trust
Okay,
me,
but listen to me. Tyson Fury here is getting praised for not fighting a Dillian Whyte or someone and going to America and fighting one of the best or the champion. Yeah, Amir Khan is getting criticised for doing the same thing.
Yeah, but that's an unexpected fight.
Come on, man. Like, it don't make sense to me.
I'll tell you what the difference is, yeah? Amir Khan knows what the public want. and he's known for years that we've all wanted a Brook Khan fight. Yep. And instead of it, trust me, I would be loving this fight if I hadn't been asking for the other one for the last 5 years.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's not a good fight. I'm just saying there are fights that people want and have wanted for a long time, and he's refused to give them to us. And then he'll blame Brook and then blame the Matchroom. So would you say he has to take this fight now?
Yes.
I wouldn't. I'm just here to disagree with you. I would not.
Disagree with yourself?
Yeah. Rocky Fielding's got a fun Christmas lined up. He's got a fight on December 15th with Canelo Alvarez. And he said his tactics for the fight are to just punch him hard in the face, basically. He said, just punch him in the face, dead hard, till he goes down. Good tactics, it's boxing. He reckons people are thinking that it's me done in a round or two. I'll thrive with it, I'll give it everything I've got. He says he's inspired by Tyson Fury's performance and said he's going to surprise people with his power. How does he get it done?
He doesn't get it done.
Unfortunately, I think the same.
Yeah, he doesn't get it done.
But how does he get it done? It's going to take like some fairy tale story.
I mean, he's at 168 and he's a big 168 fighter. He looks like a giant next to Canelo. Is it enough?
But Canelo's been in there with...
If it goes the distance, he's not
10
winning.
years.
Let's just get that out of there.
Yeah.
If it goes the distance, he's not
Canelo
winning.
will outbox
Because
him.
not only is Canelo going to outbox him, even if Rocky did outbox him, we've already seen decisions ain't going to go that way. So he needs to knock him out.
Have we seen bigger upsets in boxing?
Yes. Buster Douglas versus Tyson.
Yeah, it's the biggest.
Rackman Lewis.
Still annoyed about that.
There's some big upsets, and Rocky Fielding, if he gets it right, and when it's all said and done, these are big punches. If he does get it right, he can add his name to a long list of upsets.
Are these the kind of fights you want to see Canelo in? Because he's obviously, arguably, top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
He would be mine.
Yeah.
So, like, we want to see him in some of these huge fights.
Yeah.
It's starting to make sense. If he grabs that belt and then he fights Cello, all the belts are on the line. It's more of a bigger fight. So, therefore, I understand why he picked Ricky now. I want your belt, basically. He's saying, I'm gonna take it because he's gonna beat him.
Canelo's the draw, I suppose. Rocky Fielding has the belt, and he wants it, and it will set him up for yet another big money fight. Also, I think he just wants to start getting loads and loads of fights done because he's on a
zone.
He's gonna start fighting every week,
and he's gonna put him to work.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that though, and like when we talk, like we've been talking about heavyweight boxing today.
Yeah.
The lighter weights with the likes of Rocky Fielding, Canelo, and so on.
Yeah.
Like how exciting is boxing? Because there's always been a time when it's just been the heavyweights or just been the lighter weights, and now it's like we're getting it from everywhere.
Yeah, it's the best. I think it's the best it's been in a long time.
Yeah.
Welterweight division is a great. There's too much. There's like 5-6 champions in there.
Miles, have you enjoyed your time here on the show?
Oh yeah, I have. It's been a great time. Yourself, Adam, always smiling.
Yeah, no, we've enjoyed it. We always enjoy it.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, have you been...
I want to ask you though, have you enjoyed it? Is he better than Stevo?
No, he's not better than Stevo. No.
We're missing Stevo?
Absolutely not, no.
I'm not missing the aromas that arise from Stevo.
Yes, that's what Stevo does, of course. But, you know, at least we have somebody here who's funny when we have Stevo here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You got lost in the toilet earlier as well, didn't it?
I was in there for a bit of a while.
Bit of a while.
Yeah.
You've had a nightmare today. Do you plan on having a nightmare when Dillian Whyte gets here also?
Who knows? Because
you're gonna wind him up.
I'm trying not to wind him up, but if it happens, it happens.
He's in the middle of camp, so he might look up and just see Chisora's face on your face.
Then I'd slip it.
Now we're joined by Dillian, the Body Snatcher Whyte, who has an upcoming fight with Dereck Chisora at the O2 Arena, December 22nd. But before we go on to that, did you watch this weekend's fight with Fury and Wilder?
Yeah, of course, man.
How did you score it?
I feel winning by about 2 points, even with the knockdowns. Because Deontay Wilder did nothing most of the fight apart from the... I think he won 3 rounds, a 2 knockdown and another round. That's what I agree. Thought, you know.
Did you see anything from that fight that gives you kind of confidence? Because these are fights that the world wants to see you in with.
Nothing really. I've always known I could beat Wilder, and I've always known that it was garbage.
How's training been going? Obviously, we meet you now. You're in the middle of camp. You're going to another session after this. How are you feeling physically, mentally ahead of the fight?
I feel alright, but training is hard, man. Training training is hard, you know. It's pressure, man. It's like every day, just going to the world. They keep trying to knock bricks out of the world, but still standing, man.
The gloves are off. Obviously came out. Dereck Chisora had an interesting analogy. What do you make of it?
He likes popping pills.
That was the oddest thing.
It was very weird. Even when he was explaining it, I was even trying to think, where's he getting at with this?
He likes popping pills. You know, you know, they pop some pills, yeah? You know, like, and then you wait 20 minutes. Yeah? That's what happened. I think, he just basically, says there's a waste, man.
Your facial expression was... It's gone viral now. Everybody's like...
I made a gif out of that. I have to do that.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. When you've been in around Dereck, you expect something. You expect the unexpected or something strange or something completely ordinary to happen, and nothing surprises me with him.
I mean, for the most part, he seemed quite calm, quite normal, and then at the end there was like a lack of professionalism, let's call it. Tactics from him, do you think? Or?
No, he's an idiot. You can see when he's stalking it, his leg kept on doing that when he was stalking it. The whole time his legs was just, all of this intimidation and all this other stuff he tries to do.
It's not going to work.
I'm not about that life, man. He can't intimidate me, man.
He contributed to what was a great night of boxing at your last show against Parker.
Yeah.
What did you make of his victory against Takam? Because I think a lot of us had him losing that.
He got lucky. Takam had the win and he threw it away. But that's boxing. You can't fault him. He threw the punch and the punch landed. Yeah. So what can you say? He done well.
I'm a fan of yours, and I've felt you should have had one of these big fights by now against a Wilder or someone.
Long time ago.
And you haven't had it. Do you feel that is because they've seen more lucrative options financially, or they're scared of you?
I'm dangerous, and there's easier fights with probably bigger pay tag at the minute. It's a business. I understand, it's a business because you think Wilder can lose to anybody he fights. That's the real thing. He can either knock out anybody he fights, or he can lose to anybody he fights. He can get knocked out because even Tyson Fury is not a puncher. I had him hurt a few times. And Tyson's rusty at the minute, and he still had him hurt and was outboxing him. So Wilder knows, man. He knows his days is numbered. His days is numbered.
Would you say now we've got a heavyweight scene where it seems that the top tier guys can all beat each other if they get their game?
In the world there's top 4 heavyweight, and obviously, me, Joshua, Wilder, and Fury. We are the 4 that's leading the charge, man.
But you came to prominence against AJ when you were like the bad guy in that fight. So are you surprised with how the public have turned towards you, and how does it feel to be that kind of...
No, I'm not surprised. Listen, when I came to boxing, I never had no ABA title, no Olympic title. I never had no backing, no promoter, no massive sponsors. So I needed to arrive. I didn't care what they built me as. They could have built me as a flipping whatever. I didn't care what they built me as. I just needed to arrive to the stage and show what I was capable of. I know once I show what I'm capable of, then once I get there, then I can start showing other side to me, Joshua was the good boy, it doesn't matter. I could have, like I said many times, I could have saved 1,000 puppies and rescued 1,000 dolphins and saved, whatever, and adopted 50 kids, and I'd have still been the bad guy because Joshua already had that role, so there's no point in me trying to be a good guy. Yeah. So I built the fight, I built my career, and then the fight didn't go the way we wanted it to go, but at least I arrived, and then from there, I could build on, I could show different sides to me, I could do bits like this and other things where people see other sides and see that, he's not just some big black thug from Brixton, there's other sides to him, you understand? Yeah. But, in life, everything's about stepping stones, you can't show the world who you are if you haven't got a platform to show it, can you? This is boxing, bro. I don't bank on anything in boxing anymore, man. Just live my life and get on.
Because really, you should have had it by now, really, innit? From when you beat Parker.
Yeah.
I think the performance you put on there, one should have come along after that.
This is what I'll say to you guys, Look at Klitschko, Joshua, Fury, Wilder. Look at the last 4 or 5 people that fought before they fought for the title, and then look at the last 4 or 5 people I fought. They fought nobody.
Nobody, no. Yeah.
Any new hairstyles or anything like that for this fight? Would it change?
That's camp right there.
There you go.
We're getting it.
It's gonna be like
Slicked
this.
it back quickly.
I thought he was gonna get one of them stripes or a Mohican or something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
Hold it off for.
I don't know, man.
Wait till
I'm
camp.
just- I live in
down.
like a tramp or homeless and that. That's training, man.
Any predictions for this fight?
It's gonna be violent, man.
Okay.
Definitely.
I can see that.
It's definitely. It's gonna be
It's
violent.
gonna be violent, you know. I'm gonna put the donkey down once and for all, man.
I really hope you get through that fight.
Yeah,
Good
same,
luck
man.
on the 22nd, man.
Cheers, man.
And thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you
as
very
well.
much.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Miles, did you check out that quote?
Yeah, he was right. He did say it. I don't know.
Thank you for watching JD Wade in. Make sure you check out Dillian Whyte against Chisora 2, 22nd of December on Sky Box Office. And of course, subscribe to JD Sports.